Hi, I'm Michael Gray, and this is my reflection of chapters 10 and 11 of Simon Sinek's The Infinite Game. In chapter 10, Simon Sinek talks about existential flexibility. And existential flexibility is really when you see something going downhill or staying stagnant, that you change path and you find a more successful way to better yourself for the infinite game. And an example of when I did that was when I quit football my first year here in college to focus on academics. And that really helped my GPA out a lot. I saw my GPA start to go up quite a bit after my first semester of freshman year being on academic probation. And then, yeah, once I quit, everything's been going great. My GPA is now almost a 3.4, so that's exciting. And when I wish I would have done existential flexibility would be in high school when I actually decided not to quit basketball because I felt like I was going to disappoint too many people because so many people wanted to watch me play, but in the end, I mean, I didn't really want to play anymore. And I also didn't really like the coach. So, right there, I didn't really think about myself in the infinite game. I thought about just being over with and done with for basketball and just, I, I'm done, I'm happy, whatever. And in chapter 11, Simon Sinek talks about the courage to lead, which which to lead with an infinite mindset. And I am prepared to lead with an infinite mindset because I'm a team player, I'm a good listener, and I plan for the long term. And I believe I'm a team player because, growing up, I've been on many sports. I love to collaborate in groups with, especially with people with different types of backgrounds and stuff like that. I like to hear what their thoughts are on certain ideas and certain things because everyone has different ideas on things depending on what way you spin it off. And I think I'm a good listener because I like to hear what the critics have to say, like what my bosses, teachers, other people, my parents have to say about like decisions I'm making for my future because I think it's important to get other people's input on what you should do, but not to like just do what they said, like people please. You should just take their input and just sort of work it out and decide what is really the best decision for yourself in the long run rather than in the short term. And lastly, I believe that I am good at planning for the long term. And the reason why is because I've been looking for jobs for a while now for the future, and I invest a lot of my money that I make from my job into the future because I know it's important to have money for the future because I do eventually want a family and a house and a car, and I want to be happy and safe financially, and and these skill sets can help out an organization because all three of them really work their way into what a good worker should be. Planning for the long term, listening to their bosses, and being a good team player because you never know what will happen in the long term for a company because you want to make sure that company's good in the long term rather than just make a short term decision and they don't like it. And for the question of tell me about yourself for chapter 11, I would say that the experience that I've gotten from my past, I have learned that it is important to do what is best for the company than rather than what is best for myself or what is best for the short term portion of that company. I'm an infinite minded leader that wants to help the company complete their just cause. I would want to set up the company for success even after I'm gone. I, I am an existentially flexible person. By that I mean, if I notice that the company is not going anywhere or it's doing poorly, then I will change paths and bring the company back up, whether that's financially or team oriented or logistically. I am also I also like worthy rivals, and I think having a worthy rival is a good concept in the book, The Infinite Game, because it really shows people what their weaknesses are, and whether that worthy rival is in your own workplace or in some a competitor's workplace. I think it's important to have that worthy rival there, to have them, sort of show you what your weaknesses are and how you can be a more well-rounded employee, or how you can cover up your weaknesses. And the third concept I would use then is trusting teams. And I think trusting teams is really important, because if you don't have trust in the team that you're working with, then what are you really doing? Like, you should be able to trust your team, like, and delegate work to them, as well as have a leader delegate work to you. Or, like, if I say, like, we're all going to work on this at a certain time, then I expect everyone to be there. And, if someone's not there, you need to call them out and get on that level of trust with them to make the whole team happy. And if anything significant needs to change, you got to make that change in the end. And so, did I like this book? Yes. The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek is a very good book. He has a lot of interesting concepts that I think people should apply to their daily lives. They're not super like complicated or anything like that. They're actually super straightforward, and they're really interesting concepts, such as trusting teams, worthy rival, and existentially flexible. Those are three really interesting ones that I thought were from the book, The Infinite Game. And I think that honestly, more people should read this book, because I feel like too many people have finite mindsets. And this game really gives you that infinite mindset, that you want to help the company in the long run rather than just help yourself short term, or help the company short term. You want to help yourself in the long run and the company in the long run, because whatever is helping the company in the long run is really just helping you in the long run. You want to make sure that after you retire from your job, that the company can find somebody that can easily fit in your position, rather than you just up and leave one day and the company's just left stranded, not knowing what to do, and you just kind of screw over the company. And that's obviously putting a bad reputation on yourself, especially if you are just quitting the company to move to a different job. So, overall, this is my reflection on chapters 10 and 11 of Simon Sinek's The Infinite Game, and that will conclude the book. So, thank you